Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Fritzthaproducer. You watching Next Up on YNL. Make sure y'all tune in.
Shit, nuts. Reinvented out and came out the lab. I'm the nigga, I'm the one who could brag. I fuck with bitches that could cover the tab. The block ain't got a fucking nigga this gas. She love a Leo, I can tell she a Sag. I'm off the Henny, you can fuck in the cab. The clip extended shit, it came with the mag. I'm just blessed with a nigga that had. Bait, tuck it. From the fitted, I change to a bucket. Niggas need no budget. Harlem, baby, turn it something for nothing.
It's your boy T. Welcome to another episode of Next Up on YNL. Today we joined by the one and only Fritz, the producer. How you doing today, Fritz?
What's good, man?
Man, we chilling, man. So yeah, talk to us about your day so far. What you been doing, man?
Well, you know I'm out here in Philly, with the OTR team and stuff like that. We just doing a tour. So today's pretty much we just been like working with like a couple artists, doing a couple freestyles and stuff like that.
Awesome.
That's pretty much it for now.
How's your experience been so far in Philadelphia?
I mean, I've been out here before. This not my first time. I got family out here,
Right.
so it's cool.
How does it feel to be like with the team doing work though, instead of just being with the family, you know, on business trips?
In that aspect, good. This is like a new experience and stuff like that. You know, really just in the sense of like I said, the family being out here, just really working with other people, meeting new people, and seeing different places of Philly.
So what even motivated you to start pursue a career in producing and just a career in the music industry?
To be honest, I've always had a thing for music. I'm from the Caribbean, so like my uncle, he was a DJ back home, and he taught me how to DJ. And I fake wanted to like be a rapper at one point, and then my mom was like, nah, don't quit my day job and shit like that. So then I just pretty much like started getting to like producing and stuff. I wasn't really like the kid like to always be outside. I was always in the house, like go to school, and then after I'd be home and then really be on the computer and stuff like that.
Awesome. So talk to us about your upbringing. You talk to us about the Caribbeans. I know that you're from Canada and Haiti, if I'm not mistaken. Talk to us about that.
So I was born in Canada, and I ended up moving to Haiti with my grandparents, and my mom was like finishing school and stuff in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Stayed there for a couple years, and I came back out here and met came and lived with my mom in the U.S. Did like a couple years, then went back home like my middle school year. Went back home to Haiti with my grandparents again. Stayed there for a couple years. So it was like my young age, I kind of was like traveling a lot. I wasn't like really steady like in one place, really until I got to high school. Then I finally came back and just stayed type shit.
So yeah, so you've been able to surround yourself with various rising stars like Meg Monroe, Chow Lee, Cash Cobain. How's that experience been for you?
It's good, you know, good energy, you know, creativity-wise, like when it comes to making music. It's a couple other artists too, even with producers and stuff like that. One thing is I've been trying to like be more in person with the artists and stuff like that, and even with producers too. So instead of just always like trying to be behind the scene or just like working from home and stuff like that. So
what even motivated you to start a career as producing, even a career in the music industry?
I guess like I kind of took it a little bit more serious when I got to high school. I had a music class that I used to go to, and I was learning how to like make beats on like a specific program. It was called Reason, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't know how to. Right now I'm using FL, so like I was learning that program, and then I kind of like learned out of all the students that was in that class, I ended up knowing the program a bit more. So I used to help around and help the teacher and teach the kids a little bit, just on what's that word I'm looking for? I would basically like help the students and stuff, like for the ones that didn't know how to like make beats and stuff. And then from there I kind of like started taking it a little bit more serious on the producer side of it. And then until now, like I'm also like teaching kids how to make beats and stuff too, outside of like being like in the studios and stuff.
So you rap and produce. Talk to us about Celine. What went into that?
So the original version, it's crazy because I was in the studio that day. The original version, it wasn't supposed to be me. It was supposed to be a different artist, and we ended up taking that artist out. And I stayed with like I continued working with the other artists, right? And for some reason, like during that night, that session, he ended up leaving the room, and then I just started like, I took the mic and then I just started recording myself. And from there, he came back in, he was like, nah, this shit hard, like, you should just keep it. So I went on, really the concept of it, I did like a quick 4 to 8 bars of the record, and it's really was an inspiration of from Southside, because I don't know if y'all listen to Pac and Drake from Southside and Metro. No, not Southside and G Herbo. So Southside, basically what he did, like he kind of did like the same thing, like a 4 to 8 bar, and then G Herbo like finished the whole record type. So one of the things is like I kind of look up to Southside and the whole 808 Mafia team. You know, that's who's been like really my motivation.
Pushing you, yeah. That's amazing. Yo, so I know this last year has been crazy, man. Talk to us about that, man. It's been definitely a roller coaster, man.
Yeah, a lot of stuff been like happening like over 1 year. Like it's been a lot. It's moving fast though, and like till this day, like I'm like, damn. Just thinking about from where I started and stuff like that, because I wasn't really consistent. That's one thing I used to lack on. But I remember it like it was yesterday. My manager called me. John, shout out my manager. He called me. He was like, "Yo, we want you to be the producer, the head producer for On the Radar." And I was just like,
crazy.
I was like, what? I was hyped. But ever since then, like I just trying to like, instead of making beats all the time, I just try to find a way like I could bring more value or help others in the team. You know, just because like producing is cool. Like anybody can make beats. You feel me? So I just try to see if I could do other stuff to help out with the team. You know?
What is your favorite part about being a producer?
I would say like working with the artists in person and just helping them grow. Like one thing for me is like I don't really go looking for artists that's like that's lit. You know, it's good to work with major artists and stuff like that, but I like to do the groundwork, like starting from scratch and stuff like that. So that's one thing I have a feel for. That's why I like being in sessions with artists instead of just always sending out beats. It's good to send out beats, but you know, when you like a part of the record and stuff like that, you get the ideas and you can help the artist build the record, or you know, just working as a team, collaborating. Really, I'm big on collaboration.
And I feel like you're somebody who like likes to give opportunities to like young creators, young people who just trying to make it out. Like talk to us about your pro sessions, man, your producing sessions. Like how's that been going?
That's been going good. We just had one like I think 2 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. That one was like really big. We partnered up with Mansion Studios and On the Radar. So basically giving the opportunity to other producers that don't have the chance or you know to be in working with major artists or just like getting their name out, you know, because I know how that feels, you feel me? So I try to like be open with others and just try to give them a chance, because one thing about it is like the music, like a lot of people got ideas, but they just probably don't know like how to go about it or to take that one step forward to like really change their life, you know?
That's great. So how has it been working with Fadi? I know you guys you've been really like doing that, working with different artists and stuff on the Radar Records as well. How's that been?
It's good, to be honest. It was actually good, that one, because that was like my first Afro record. You know, I've had like records like doing drill and stuff like that, and trap. So I actually was like excited about this one because this one was really like a sound like I've been trying to get into, and then just to get me out of my comfort zone. I've been big on that a lot, especially with making beats, like just trying different stuff that I usually don't do. I love that.
This leads me to my next question, man. So talk to us about your track Defiant on Pop Smoke's album Faith. What went into that?
So it's crazy because the Defiant record, I did that beat like 2 weeks before the Deluxe album dropped. That was on the Deluxe. So me and my boy LS, I had linked up with him at his crib, and we was cooking up and stuff like that. We just was making like a bunch of beats, and I think like a week after, whatever the case was, like they was saying like they wanted to use that beat, and they was in the studio recording it, and then I think Dread was in there and recording his verse and stuff like that, and that was gonna be on the album. So that was like literally 2 weeks before the album. So we had to like do a whole bunch of like paperwork, you know how that.
It must have been surreal though, seeing your name on it, you know what I'm saying, and everything must have been surreal.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, for that, like in that moment, like, and I tell a lot of producers that I work with, or I end up collabing with, like when it comes to placement, it's good to get placements and stuff like that, but I always tell producers like placements is not the only thing. Like you gotta also try to see if you could work with an artist and build with an artist. You know, nowadays a lot of producers they're really placement driven. And lucky for me that during that time I got to see like how everything works once you get a placement, and I seen a different aspect of it. It's just really a moment thing. But it's good, but can you also like work with an artist that doesn't really have a name and that's just starting up and build them and you know, break them and stuff
Facts.
like that.
Facts. What's your opinion on the status of the music industry right now as a producer?
It's just a lot of new things that I'm learning and just ways to like go about things. You know, it's a little bit different when you're just working with certain people. You know, you can't just like try to, you know, go about things how you usually go about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a learning experience. So every time like I get into certain situation or I get in certain rooms, one thing about it is I always try to ask questions and stuff like that about how to go about certain things. And you know, if you gonna make mistakes, but you gonna learn too. You know, and then just have your business stuff ready. Like you just gotta always have your things on point. You know. So.
What irks you the most as a producer? Like what do you find annoying when it comes to making music?
Somebody that's like lazy and stuff like that. I really like somebody that's like driven, like hard work driven. You know, it don't matter like because you gonna have it's not easy. You know, you gotta also like even when times get hard, you gotta also like that's when you really should go the hardest and put your all and put your pain into it, because that's when you're gonna make your best work. You're gonna create your best work on that. Yeah, I feel like that's one. Another one, damn. Somebody that's just like looking for handout. You know, just a handout person, don't really bring value. That don't have their business straight and stuff like that. You know.
So talk to us about the Brrr with Bjacks, Fergie Baby, and Jaja Couture. What was that process like?
For that time, so basically we was working on I think it was like a EP with like we was doing a couple other records and stuff like that, and then we went to the studio and I was making a couple of beats, like just putting a pack together, and then that beat, it was a Jersey beat if I'm not mistaken, and that beat ended up getting picked for the artist, and I ended up being like the engineer for that session. And my manager was like, you know, you want engineer and stuff. I don't really like engineering all the time. But,
why is that?
I mean, it depends. Like some artists, I wouldn't really want to engineer and stuff. You know, sometimes artists could be a little pain to work with. You know, so I'm trying to. I try to live with that with the artists that I work with, because I know when it comes to engineering, that's very important too. So,
describe to me your ideal session when it comes to making music. When what is the perfect environment where you can really sit down and make heat?
I could speak. All right, so for me, when I'm working like by myself, at times it's more of like my mood, like what I'm feeling in that moment. But lately it's been trying different stuff, because sometimes I could be like mad or like I'm not really in the mood. I probably just want to make a drill beat, or I probably just want to make a trap beat or something. So even instead of just going off my mood or how I'm feeling, I'm trying to do things where I'm like creating something that I don't usually make. So if it's specific sounds that I'm always using, try not to use those same sounds to not have my beat always sound the same or not be outdated, you know. That's one. But if I'm working with an artist, I really go like off the vibe that they're looking for, because you know, with artists it's always one thing I learned is the artist has ideas too. So, you know, they just need the guidance of like bringing it to life, and that's where the producer comes into play. And you know, and then from there I'll just add my little 1-2, you know, source on there and stuff like that if I feel like it needs something. But I just really give what the artist is looking for. So that for me it's more of like trying to make sure that the artist got what they want, so they could like rap, because their vocals is also an instrument to the song.
That's deep. So what are your plans for the future, Fritz?
Right now, it's just really building my my team and my brand and the people that I'm working with and helping them grow. So as of right now, and then developing the artists. Really developing the artists is really one of my main goals. Building my catalog.
Yeah. And finally, Fitz, what advice would you give to the upcoming generation that one day want to be in your position?
Man, be yourself. Stay consistent. You know. It's not easy. just stay focused on whatever that you're trying to do. It don't matter. It don't have to be music, but just know what you want to do and don't give up. And it's no matter what, you're gonna have people that's gonna tell you, nah, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But if you feel in your heart that this is gonna work for you, then do it.